You're not showing that you have a caring personality. You're kind of showing this defensive move, right? I always have my arms open like this, in a power position, have my hands on my hips to convey confidence and power. And whenever I do this, I feel a lot more present, a lot more excited to talk to someone, and it shows them, hey, my body is open. You can trust me. You can talk to me. You can convey whatever message you want to convey to me. Okay? So that's one big thing you need to do. Show very positive body language. Another thing I like to do too is if I get along with the person, I'll tap them in the back. Say, hey buddy, that was great. I love that conversation, right? This shows that, hey, there is like a sense of like, this person is not afraid to show me affection, show me love, show me happiness, show me kind of a more positive vibe throughout the conversation, right? So that's one of the things I love to do. Just body language is extremely important, right? You can have all the charisma with the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you look at someone, but if your body language is not on point, it's not going to work out. So combine those three things: eye contact, listening, body language. And when you do that, you are very, 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 very likely to be seen as a charismatic human being, as a charismatic person. Okay? So that's what you do when you come into a room, when you start talking to people. One thing too is that you need to realize throughout the conversation is you need to be a great storyteller, right? There will be a point in this conversation where you will need to tell your own story. And the way you tell stories is be very descriptive. Exaggerate some points, but not to the point where it just doesn't sound believable, but be very descriptive in the way you talk, in the way you explain yourself, right? So earlier in my Netflix story, I talked about how my speaker was walking up and down the stairs, asking questions to each student, talking about how I've never seen anyone in the class of 60, 70 people in this beautiful UCLA auditorium. I've never seen them so engaged with a certain topic at hand, right? That's how I portrayed my story. That's how I did storytelling. Use your hands, articulate, show emotion in your face. When you show your hands, show emotion in your face, people are more likely to feel like, oh man, I was actually there with him. I was there during this whole kind of ordeal that was going on. And they feel like they're actually in a movie. The way I like to do is, I like to imagine is that I'm telling a story, and this story is the greatest novel, the greatest movie ever been produced, and it's gonna come out through my words, my actions, through my storytelling, right? You are a Hollywood producer. You are the greatest storyteller in the world. Tell that to yourself, and then practice telling amazing stories about your life. Because at the end of the day, people also love to listen. And if you have that power, that superpower of storytelling, man, people will be captivated and they will see charisma. Also, when you tell these stories, talk with confidence. One of the coolest things I've ever learned was I had a classmate. Her name was Michelle, and she was on my podcast, the Angela Carlos podcast. She was a biotech researcher, marketer. She was in marketing, right? And we were in groups throughout business school.